We're back. Grand final. mTw Legendary Cup #1 is coming to an end, but before we have to play a best of 7 for 2,000 euros. Happy versus Hawk is our grand final. No Foggy here. He was stopped yesterday already. Hawk was avenging him a little. Defeating Czech today. Happy defeated Lucifer here 3-0. The first clean win. Happy seems to be on point again when it counts.
Yeah, absolutely. In utter control of that undead mirror. Lucifer trying out some new stuff, didn't work, fell back to the standard, didn't work. That did look like invulnerable, Happy once again in the undead mirror, at least. But yeah, exactly, yesterday he did show some flaws. He did show that he is beatable still. But Hawk is not so confident in this matchup as he was in the one earlier.
It was his best matchup for quite a long time, right? He was playing really, really well back then in the Jera Cup days, for example. Hawk was one of the reasons we haven't had an undead win in those Jera Cups until the 66th episode of that tournament back then. But things have changed quite a bit. He's suffering a little more, maybe due to the patches, maybe due to the performance of the undeads. The stats are really one-sided, like unbelievably one-sided. It's like a 19-1 in favor of Happy. The last win of Hawk was in January 2017. That's more than 2 years ago. Here we have the stats. Like on paper, it looks like we have this big favorite that is Happy, of course. But they've played this year twice, and like last year it was 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 2-0. Happy was just demolishing him every single time. This year, 2-1, 3-2. It's getting way closer between the two. We have two Russians here in the finals. No Koreans, no Ukrainians as we used to see. And yeah, they are already in the lobby. Game is created. We start on Northern Isles. Take and I talked to Happy a bit, like how does it feel to be on an offline event again, on the big stage again. It's like, oh, I played in front of 3,000 people. You don't forget that. Like, it's okay. It's so easy for me.
Yeah, and he genuinely seems like that guy who just doesn't get phased.
Yep.
I think Happy could play, I don't know, in front of a 100,000 people crowd. I don't think it would matter too much to him.
I talked to Hawk as well a little bit. And I said, Hawk, easy Katka, huh? And he was like, yeah, man, 4-0, easy. Gonna have an early evening here today. So he's still joking around. He's not feeling like that he knows that he will lose something. He will absolutely do his best. And his games against Czech were on point today.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I mean, he basically played that, or he did play that matchup already earlier in this tournament against Ente, showing that he's strong there. Different player, of course. Different level, a little bit. Ente is certainly a strong undead from Europe, but not the strongest. Happy has been, without a doubt, the strongest undead in Europe since he came back, basically.
Yeah.
He came back, of course, out of retirement or right out of StarCraft 2, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, he quit StarCraft and then went into Warcraft, usually for streaming only. Here we see the two players. On the left is, of course, Happy. On the right, it's Hawk. And we're about to start this then. Yeah, right out of StarCraft 2, wanted to be like a usual streamer, but then his viewers asked him, play these tournaments. And he did. And he was quite successful, man. He has so many cup wins since then. It's unbelievable. But he didn't play the big WGL qualifiers, the GCS qualifiers. He, like, at the last offline event 1 year ago, he was defeated by Lin, so that was the first disappointment. Can you call it disappointment? I don't know.
That showed a side of Happy at that invitational. I feel like it seemed to me like he was disappointed.
Yeah.
Like he could barely believe it. Like,
yeah.
I'm actually playing somewhere offline and it's a real game and I'm giving it my best and I lose?
Yeah.
By the way, there was one hell of a series at the invitational there over at Blizzard's. But yeah.
And it wasn't a fresh patch that was basically not developed at all. It was like a beta patch back then. So, yeah, that was the last time though. Hawk, he was called the Emperor before in Russia, before Happy came back. But he lost that title in a heartbeat when the undead stepped into the scene again. Good spirits, they're hanging out together the entire weekend, basically. They have a good time here. I mean, their team manager is one of the best 100 kg. It's very, very hard to not have a good time with this guy. And with that being said, happy here is. I hope these guys down at the Horace restaurant are having a good time as well. There are quite some people there today. I met some familiar faces and some new faces as well. So if you're living close by, make your way up because the grand final is starting. $2,000 on the line. Happy versus HawK. Best of 7. We start on Northern Isles.
Who is gonna grab the title here?
Here we go.
The first big offline tournament, the first big offline title for basically the European crown. These are the best, the finest of the European elite, plus some Koreans, but the Koreans have been eliminated. It's between these two players now, Happy and HawK, the undead and human kings of Europe. Who's gonna claim the crown?
Happy played this show match against Thorzane. We mentioned this quite a bit because it was such an extraordinary series. You can catch that on the Back to Warcraft YouTube, of course. And everyone thought, okay, Happy is going to stomp him 4-0. Thorzane not really used to the competitive environment anymore. But with some smart ideas and some things that Happy might not expect, you can catch him off guard. And it was very, very close between them. So Happy is not unbeatable in this matchup, despite the insane win rate against HawK and against Happy. HawK, as I said, started to get some maps off of Happy. And he needs 4, of course, to claim the 2,000 euros here today. The second offline event this year only, right? We had the Super WGL, but apart from that...
Yeah, absolutely right. We're going to have more, of course, in the future. You can check that out on our channel as well, where we're casting basically everything that's happening. WGL and WCG, the big ones to be coming up there. HawK will most certainly be competing in those. For Happy, it's not quite that clear. As he stated yesterday in the interview, WCG he will not be attending or competing in, but WGL he may, no promises, but he may be going for that. So, Acolyte Scout here early, trying to confirm what's going on for HawK. You can instant expand on this map if you want to. That is not being done though. HawK is taking the green camp first. DK is coming over for the harass. But by the time he arrives, there's going to be nothing to really do.
That's true. The scout tower is already coming. He's not cutting corners to tech a little faster or to gather resources a little faster. He wants to be safe in this first coil. Ends up on the Archmage, one of the squishiest heroes in all of Warcraft. Skeleton summoned again, but only 3 charges left here and good damage on them without doing anything to this Archmage. And now he bought enough time. Scout tower is at 75%.
Yeah, and this is why oftentimes we see other undead players not going for the instant harass against human, but rather at least creeping one camp with the help of the skeletons to get something done. Because so far, this DK's impact on this game is like non-existent. Oh, but now a nice block against the footy, putting at least a little bit more damage onto that unit, but I think the pull still worked out successfully for HawK.
Oh, that's slow.
Never mind.
There's a toss. Oh, Happy was there in time. Gets the Mud Golem as well for the first experience. Thought of this pig for new skeletons. Can he get the next right click? Not this time. The big one is still up. The workers are pretty hurt. This is a good harass for Happy already, but he can't get this one. Level 2 for the Archmage. Pendant of Energy as well for the second Water Elemental. Claws in here too, but the next Footman about to fall if he's chasing correctly, and he doesn't. He blocks himself there a little. Okay, survived the sheep, lets him go, but no mercy.
All right, footy will be stolen, and 2 creeps as well. But DK still on level 2. And now finding the pickups is going to be a little more difficult perhaps, as the creep camp has been taken care of, and now there's not so many fires to put out at the same time for HawK. One peasant here though, certainly hurt. Happy not investing the coil, realizing he can just click him down with the right clicks. One fiend now coming in as well for a bit more harass, a bit more damage onto these peasants.
HawK is doing a good job in dealing with these skeletons. That was the last charge of Necromancy. The Water Elementals are doing a good job there. 4 workers still alive in the game against Czech. He only had 1 and he still held against Mass Huntress. So he certainly has the skills required, but another worker down here. But that is the last bit of a skeleton aggression. And the DK is also low on mana. Does not get level 2 here, of course, with a little bit of creeping He will get that. Tier 2 is on the way for a long time. Finishes here, actually. HawK, of course, has to establish the expansion first. But the tower is almost done. The skeleton will not get a kill, most likely. HawK is stabilizing to a degree.
One more kill here on the footy, and that's level 2, but HawK sending them back quickly. A shop coming up here would help out the human tremendously. He's got the resources for it, but he also needs footies, he needs peasants, and of course he still needs to finish this power build. But here comes the shop now.
Yeah, he needs the region scopes, and especially the clarities. Without water elementals, there's not too many chances here. And with his pendant of energy, he can gather mana a little faster if he drops it. And this is the most important.
Are under attack.
Tower up. Is there a lumber mill already? Not yet, so he relies on this one tower at base and expansion. Defense upgrade at 60% would be very helpful against the fiends to keep these footmen alive.
Death pretty low already. These claws have been putting in work time after time, swing after swing.
And no aura.
Yeah, still no aura. But with the Lich coming, which should be there soon, has it now, or him now, in fact already, with a Nova, one kill should be easy to grab up, and then finally there is going to be aura. But yeah, it is certainly rather late.
New Rod of Necromancy as well. That is so necessary here. HawK defends this nicely on Northern Isles, and he found the Sentry Ward. So nice to see when Happy is coming, when do I have to gather my forces, when do I have to be on high mana. And more Right-Clicks, man. This class of attack. Unbelievable damage bonus. Nova ends up in a kill, but only one thus far.
Yep. And the DK not in range,
Yes.
most importantly, for that experience. So still only level 1. There's still one more Nova for the Lich, but then he's going to be dry for a while. AM would love to get level 3. Footman and Water Elemental creeping. Is that going to be enough? It is just barely going to be enough here in a moment.
Tower can reach. Level 3 is ready. New Water Elemental as well. No Dispel, of course. 2 Fiends quite hurt. Only 1 coil, so 1 Fiend might die. Maybe even 2 if he gets a block here. 1 weak Water Elemental and 1 strong one. The Skeletons expire as well. Happy is certainly in trouble, but nice micro moving this Fiend away at the perfect time.
And that statue is a godsend right now.
Yes.
Happy needs it. And I'm amazed that there's still no level 2. HawK doing such a good job, losing as little as possible.
Also Happy, maybe a little stubborn to not stop this attack, to not get level 2 with a little camp somewhere. He could go to this Murloc spot in front of HawK's base and not lose too much time.
That's true, there were Murlocs there remaining for a long time, but I guess he perhaps didn't know. Finally, there we go. There came the Nova, killed off 1 Footman, that was level 2, but that took forever.
Yeah. Happy just finished the next Ziggurat, so he's not surprised. I guess he was in the last game against Lucifer. But he needs levels. He needs power creep. Tier 3 is done, and with the Orb of Corruption, you can do that for sure. Lich is tanking here thanks to the hero armor, but this time it's HawK who engages into the fight, wants to keep the DK away from level 3, buying time for his tier 2 tank.
Chasing further, wants to limit the creeping here. Smart play by HawK. He doesn't really want to commit too deep into those fiends, most likely. He may have defend, but it's plenty of them, and we have nuke as well, of course.
Didn't see that yet. Sobby Mask on the Death Knight. The high mana region on the Undead hero continues, as we've seen in the Undead Mirror before between Happy and Lucifer.
And finally, HawK is going across the map, getting position aggressively on his opponent. So now he can threaten the base attack over and over, buying space with that for his expansion and the main to get up the infrastructure and the tech. As his tier 2 is done, towers are coming, and he has the resources to quickly go tier 3 if he wants to.
Does he want to? Yes, he does. Mountain King second, more towers. Mercenary upgrade is done as well, the first one, but that certainly helps. Close to 50 supply as well. And trying to steal some... Oh, nice Nova by Happy to make sure that the Archmage doesn't get more experience. And everything is quite low here. Can he capitalize from this? Doesn't seem like it. Good micro by HawK again.
Yeah, barely saving these footage right there. Lich will reach level 2. DK though, not level 3 yet. Third hero time should be very soon here. Dark Rangers normally what we always see.
Yeah. Everything else would surprise me. A Pit Lord with a Rain of Fire would be an option, maybe against the towers, but not really. Happy is waiting for that third hero, but doesn't have the resources at the moment.
He's betting it on something else actually.
Yeah.
More more statues, more cigarettes. Playing this dual hero, which is very unusual.
One destroyer in the air now, and there's no anti-air if he dispels this water elemental. Big damage on the Footman. First one dies, second one about to die. Of course, with the Destroyer, you can fly over the forest and cut some corners there. Water Elemental dies as well. He's getting closer and closer to level 3, but also distracting Happy from the expansion push.
This is a scary time for the human. You want to keep him away from your base, so you want to keep him busy with your army, but you don't really want to fight, because you only have Footman that just gets annihilated by tier 3 undead. So you have to kind of like run around, keep him busy, and buy time. Buy time for your tech. If he gets to Knights and Gyros, and a big number of those, that's going to be a strong army against what Happy has. That's going to take a while.
The Destroyer, of course, not only there for damage, but also scouting. Happy knows exactly where HawK is moving, what he's doing there, and so it's going to be a creep check again, most likely. The army is actually creeping this. I've not seen this before. Well, the heroes and the Destroyer harass. Nice idea by Happy.
Fiend's doing this well enough, and there comes the expansion. DK dropping low HP, more Storm Bolts are available, perhaps. Can be forced into a TP here, not quite, but yeah, I've never seen that before either. Kind of cool.
It takes some time, but with the statue, he has enough regen if he spreads the aggro a little. A little bit of tankiness might be good for the Lich later on as well, who reached level 3 here for the level 2 Nova, but we have some medicine against it, and that's the Holy Light coming from the Paladin. Tier 3 is done. Knights immediately.
Alright, HawK has to consider now, do I want to commit for the cancel of the expansion, and how expensive is that going to be for me? Fiends are ready and waiting down here. Don't know if he has web, not yet, but about to be ready. Also, Banshee transition on the horizon.
Yes, Temple of the Damned for anti-magic shell against this, and the Dark Ranger for silence. So, Banshee anti-magic shell reduces the amount of nuke that the human can dash out, but it's only a level 1 Mountain King, it's only a level 1 Paladin, and the Archmage just doesn't nuke. So, is it really necessary? I'm not too sure.
DK dropping low again here with the Stormlord, with the breakers. There is some kill potential, possibly here.
Might foil long range, but she's kind of blocked here himself. Nice. High DPS unit, of course. The Destroyers coming back in. These Gyrocopters did a good job so far in getting... Oh, they're just taking them out now. Can he get a Holy Light on this Fiend to kill it? Happy's Micro once again. So sick. Coil arrives.
But Stormlord is ready, and the Coil is on cooldown, so he could have gotten one of those Fiends actually, but he's holding on to the mana. Happy so far lost nothing. None of these units.
60 supply though. It's getting more and more and more for HawK. These Gyros were okay, but not the critical mass that you need to have. And Happy did a good job in taking them out one by one without overcommitting. So he wiped one down, he killed one with the Lich, he didn't lose a Destroyer if I saw this correctly.
Yeah, and now we're 2 bases versus 2 bases, which is not
attack.
really where the human wants to be, especially with those hero levels. Level 1 MK, level 1 Paladin, that's not good enough. Not even level 4 AM either. It's not good for HawK.
I'm in love with his Destroyer scouting. That's so much information he gets with it without losing the unit ever. And it's again 2 flying machines. The critical mass is so far away, and Creep Jack again. Mountain King still level 1, aiming for the Death Knight now. Is there enough damage? Mountain King gets in front. Holy Light! Oh my god! How did that happen? Death Knight down, Unholy Aura gone, and clappy clap time. These Fiends can't run away. Super speedy Knights. More mana on this Mountain King. Man, it was like HawK gathering strength throughout the entire game and unleashes everything in one big blow.
Yeah, Happy with the unusual mistake. He obviously had the TP, but didn't use it. Another Fiend dying now. That must be the 3rd or something. And HawK catching a 2nd win, moving forward. The Destroyer will be taken out as well, as it seems.
Ooh, Mountain King could be focused here. Has the big pose in the Nova, just a little bit too late. But the focus could continue. No mana on him anymore. Do we have a staff? I don't think so. No. Silence on the Mountain King. Can he pass the TP to save the Dwarf? He passed the TP, but he couldn't save the Dwarf. And now he can't run away with this. Is Happy coming back? There's no nuke anymore. Mountain King is back, of course, profiting from this level 1. Aura, Holy Light is always there. Knights can chase. Fireball is coming in. Coil is not in time. Knight, are you a hero Knight? He's not blocking. The Paladin dies in the process as the Dark Ranger survives.
The MK has to go for the TP. Oh my god. Mass hero kills and buybacks. It's a bloodbath in the middle of the map, but
The Dark Ranger dies in the end.
oh, she dies as well. Unclear who comes out on top here, but it's certainly HawK with more supply.
Yes.
64 for him. Happy with 57. However, He's still got position on the map. He's still got all heroes alive. He can continue to creep and pick up more experience and items.
We do have a staff now, the Staff of Sanctuary. But the Paladin is missing, was only level 2, so it doesn't take too much time. Happy investing his gold into the Tavern buyback on the Dark Ranger, costing of course a lot more, but you have her back immediately and she can profit from the statues regen. We have a Book of the Dead now. There is no Dispel in this army.
Yeah. Perhaps he could use Control Magic, but I doubt he's gonna go for it. However, we are approaching serious late game territory here. Getting to 70, perhaps soon even 80 supply. And there the book does tend to fall off. Getting weaker by the minute. Hero levels, this is pretty much what the late game in this matchup and so many others are all about. Hero levels and inventory. And there, Happy is ahead. 4-4-2 is going to be 4-4-3 here soon, as it seems. The MK, where is he?
Good question, man.
Where'd he go?
Ah, here, he's staffed back.
Staffed back to
It's
here.
level 3.
Ah, okay.
So you get solo experience on the Archmage at the moment, as the Paladin wasn't there yet. We get 4 gyros. On the ground, it should be a good fight for Hawk. But we finally have the anti-magic shell ready to protect him from Bold and Holy Light. Crystal Ball for Happy, by the way.
Surprisingly, there's still quite a few camps left here on the map, despite how long we've been on here. They're in the left center, pretty much.
2-0 attack upgrades on the human units. Happy at 1-0 at the moment. Destroyer is still up. Oh, he's going for... Did he buy the ring? No, claws. Okay. Good damage per goal from this item. Giving it to the Lich, who has 2 claws now, plus the orb, plus 17 damage.
No involves purchased until this point, which is surprising.
Yeah, in this matchup for sure.
Heal scroll as well coming in. I mean, Happy does have quite a bit of gold and now more camps to creep up as well. No big level ups exactly imminent, but the DK is getting closer to level 5 and the Lich, dude, is starting to look extremely scary.
Yep. 3-0 upgrade ready for Knights and Breakers. We have a little bit of a transition by both players. We go Abomination with Disease Cloud, it's about to be finished. And on the other side, we have more teams with Frag Shards against Coil Nova. Is that the right thing to do?
The idea is to take out the Banshees, who can be very powerful, and you're gonna have a front line moving forward. The Knights are gonna chase the Fiends, and the Undead is gonna have to kite back over and over. And with the rage that the Mortars have, maybe with that they're gonna be safe, but yeah, you're right. If they get Coil Nova once, if the heroes are in position, they just die immediately.
We have a fantastic item on this almost level 5. Okay. Almost level 5 Death Knight. He sells it, but if there's Rune Braces, absolutely understandable. Big investment, but this adds so much safety to Happy's play. Both are gearing up to be at 80 supply. No upgrades on the Mortars, but 3-0 Knights are done. And the Paladin has the Bind Shield now. Archmage, only a Town Portal, no Potion, no Invul. Of course we have the Holy Light, but that's about it. All the consumables went to Happy. Nuking the DK, not the best idea. Oh, we have a Blizzard transition, Infi style.
Alright, gonna be very effective against these Fiends.
And Knights.
And Knights, if they're in range. Speaking of Knights, no armor upgrades at all for them. This can be the strength of the Knights and also somewhat the Breakers. When you go heavy on the armor upgrades, they can be very hard to kill. But no, only damage here by Hawk.
Yeah. This is how I play Diablo. 1,000 gold on Hawk's side as well. No upgrades for the flying machines. He's gonna get that first one for the Mortars, of course. Do we have another transition? Not really. Happy at 80 supply. But he has the shop control now. He's claiming this little spot for him. Is there something ready? Yes, another Invo Potion would be there. And Happy has more than enough gold.
And the marketplace. They're sitting at 80. They don't want to go higher. Dark Ranger getting Stormbolted, almost getting surrounded, but not quite. He has the silence against the Blizzard. Cancels it that way. Dark Ranger still dropping lower. The more team Frag Shards dealing good damage towards the back, and they can't be reached. We have the Book of the Dead coming in as well, but the quick clap to follow up after it against it. More Blizzard raining down, but of course against the automatic doesn't do anything. The Knights are falling here fairly quickly, only 2 out left standing, and the front line is all but disappeared. MK also has to be careful, dropping lower, but doesn't make it back.
A little bit of Disease Cloud is working now in favor of Happy, who won that fight, has a little bit of a supply advantage now. HawK has immediate reinforcements here, going for Priest Dispel upgrade now. Which, well, yeah, I can dispel the magic shell, I guess. Snoke level 5 DK, but he is so close. Lich is a machine at level 4.7. How long can HawK hold on? We have the level 5 now. Hero focus is, I think, not an option anymore. Happy is too well equipped.
Yeah, this anti-magic is so strong.
These
And the
knights are melting!
Yeah. Super quickly.
Mountain King, coil, and dead he is! No disable anymore, no slow to the clap. Happy is taking this map as it seems. The frag shards are bombarding this army, but they don't really care. The statues are working overtime. Level 5 Lich now, big level ups for Happy. Coil Nova, level 3. And the second expansion by Happy. And shop control by Happy.
Yeah. High upkeep as well. Like, Happy is looking unstoppable now in this late game scenario where we're finding ourselves in. DK going over to the marketplace, perhaps? No. No new purchases to be made here.
But Invul and Heal Scroll. We get finally upgrades on the armor of Knights, but it's too late and it takes too much time. 15 supply advantage, more breakers. We do have Dispel now, but another expansion. Happy plays Moonstyle now.
And the human base, as always, pretty much is pretty formidable, hard to break that, but if you can kill him, just get further and further ahead economically. HawK will be able to crawl his way back to 80 supply. Last encounter was not promising. Losing a knight down there who was scouting.
Yeah.
That is a fairly big loss, I guess. Then again, I guess he can reproduce it.
HawK needs to attack at 3 positions at once. The main gold mines are at 800. Going for the second upgrade. The next fight will be a little better for him as Happy is investing only in economy and in stones. As HawK is going for more upgrades. 2 and 1 on the Fiends. 0-0 on the Abominations. So this one will be cancelled most likely. The mortars are not really in position. He has 5 of them now. Maybe that's a little too mortar heavy. TP out before the haunted gold mine falls and no distraction attack in the south.
That was miscalculated, right? He thought he had it, I think. That canceled, but just a little bit too fast. And here we go once again. More teams and Blizzard. Big AoE right there, but they have to be protected by the front line of Knights and Breakers. They have a bit more armor now, and actually, the AoE damage against the Fiends, not too bad.
Second armor upgrade is finishing in a second. Breakers not really in position. Happy is sniping those Knights left, right, and center, man. The Coil Nova is doing so much to them. How long until this upgrade is done? And now it is. 7 armor. Oh, this Knight falls despite all the armor. 9 armor on Knights, 7 armor on Breakers. Control magic being used. The skeletons belong to HawK now. Can't be eaten that way.
Dark Ranger dropping low, but there is the coil. This is of course also a lot about mana. MK the front line dropping extremely low himself.
Silence.
He had a heal potion but didn't use it.
Not using it. I think the Paladin wasn't silent as well. He's dropping down fairly hard. AoE damage in the back. The Paladin needs some help. Everything needs some help, but Militia is coming. The police, can they help him here? Coil arrives in time with a little curve, but finds its target. Maybe still 84 supply. HawK is going high upkeep as well. Going for another Blizzard. Doesn't find the connection to the statue. So much is hurt for HawK.
Happy's low mana, eating a Fiend here for more mana. Has another Nova now. Of course, the DK still with the Zoe mask and those statues in the back is regenerating pretty well. Another Knight to fall. Being traded though, perhaps for a statue there. Everything's dropping pretty low here on Happy's side as well, but so is the Paladin.
So close. Happy disengages. 12 HP on the statue. A little bit of AoE would be enough. The Archmage again. HawK holding on. Equal supply. Archmage maybe. Silver Platinum. There was a big hit. Holy Light is there, but for how long? He doesn't have anything. Archmage survives. Now the Fiend shots connect. And the Paladin is the only one remaining alive. GG. Happy had to fought hard, but he wins map number 1.
A bit of an overextension there by Happy, or a bit of a sloppy hero loss on the DK. Almost turned that game in HawK's favor. Really well done by him, realizing that opportunity and then trying to capitalize as much as he could. But Happy playing it patiently in the end, going for the counter expansion. playing it 2 base versus 2 base, and ultimately, I guess having control of the map.
Yeah.
Way better heroes.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Much better heroes.
He kept the DK on level 1 for so long, but once the Lich was out, power creeping started, and HawK really had to build the army, had to tech, and that time, Happy used that time so nicely, and I don't know, this is kind of like a broken record, but shop control. Invo Potion, heal scrolls in every matchup. Happy, he owned this shop for the entire time of the map.
Alright. Happy the Undead. Emperor in the lead here, 1-0. And our second game about to start. We're moving on to Terraner Stand. A map we haven't seen too much yet in this tournament. Has been vetoed a lot, but we are in a best of 7. There are no vetoes here. So hopefully we're gonna have a...
Twisted Meadows map?
Wait a minute, yeah. I was told that there was vetoes, but how can there be vetoes?
Maybe some maps we played twice, as we had in the WGL final with Foggy.
I'm gonna find out about that.
Yeah, I think Duro is telling us.
Alright. So far so standard. Obviously, there's not really a lot of variance in the opening build. Very rarely we see a ghoul opening, perhaps, from Undeads against Human, but not by Happy. Enter tried that, actually.
This could be a Mountain King before the hero starts here. But,
He's a Mountain King. Nice.
for the first time today, HawK is not going for the Archmage. And I like that. On Terranas, you can creep this with Clap so easily. And then rush to level 2. And then you have a powerful weapon already. And like level 3, pretty easily doable here on Terranas as well.
Oftentimes, this will be harassed by the Undead with Ghoul play. Not going into Fiends too quickly, but upon scouting the MK going heavier into Ghouls for the harass at the expansion. Because of course, when you play MK, you absolutely have to play an expansion. And then if it's successful enough, very rarely even followed up with a Gargoyle all-in on tier 2. But that's probably not going to happen to HawK. He's too good of a player for that.
I think so too. Distraction a little from this Acolyte. DK still waiting for the Rod of Necromancy, gets it now and moves over. Can this Mountain King creep this in time? And will maybe... Nope. Whoa! This is Stormbolt first. Why? Usually you always have Clap. HawK gets the Shadow Priest, okay.
Yeah, I think you want to kill off that Acolyte before the Shadow Priest is stolen. That would result in a lot of headaches for HawK. So this is gonna be a bit slower, I guess, of a creep camp.
Oh boy, but the drops.
Oh man.
Greater Mana and Mantle, that is so much. Oh, you got that right? Yeah, 0 experience on the DK, and that's level 2. Hello, Clap. That's so many hammers.
Yeah. Can continue creeping. He's hoping for more mana. It's all about the mana for the MK. And about level 3. With that, he's gonna be super strong. If it should be ghouls, level... Oh my god.
The dream is real. 330 mana already. That is 4 Stormbolts, and that is 300 mana. That's more like 4 more Stormbolts. Happy gets the first experience of the game thanks to the skeletons. They can be dispelled. Oh, actually, there's no mana anymore. But a little bit of healing is also nice to have. Is it a tier 1 expansion with this Mountain King? Should be, right? Yeah, he's building another peasant. That should be it. The farm is not finishing, though. So HawK is stuck at 29 supply. Ah, actually, he built the second one in the base, which just finished.
Yeah. Should be calling the peasants here in a moment. 6 should be enough, I guess. How risky is he going to do this? 6 is the call towards the natural. This is a DK only. The harassment potential is pretty low. And Happy has to find some steals here, doesn't he? He's got like no experience so far.
1 worker or something. So with Clap, should be easy now. Not getting to it yet. Militia coming in time. Even the Berserker. Happy is of course tacking on the back of it. HawK with a nice position for the Shadow Priest. Can't really be sniped too much. No steal attempt. This one worked out fine. But the big one is set up for grabs. And the call is on cooldown. He gets the Ring of Regen. Also not that bad. I mean, it's not mana, but he has so much mana already that having this and the Shadow Priest, he can tank a lot with Mountain King now.
And this is looking like a really good early game for HawK. Especially when you consider Happy's side. He's not level 2.
Yeah.
He killed like, what, 1 peasant, stole 2 creeps maybe? That's it, that's like nothing.
Happy is arriving at tier 2. So he gets the Lich. Can creep up now because HawK has to get the money back that he invested for this expansion and the time, but he can't be aggressive anymore against the Smelter King, can he?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Stormbolt level 2, which it should be, I think. Is very powerful now. Boosts the speed as well. The purchase for the MK here, is that the call? No.
No, nothing. Just selling the gloves for a little bit of gold to tech faster. Build the lumber mill first, actually. There is an opening to this base, but won't be exploited, I guess. It's a counterattack, right? Oh, but Happy scouts it. Or does he? Yes, he does.
I think HawK is trying to find his opponent right now. This force is so strong against Fiends. Stormbolt, surround, kill it off easy. And Happy doesn't want to be forced into engagement now, but what if HawK runs into the main, or is that perhaps a step too far?
The slaughterhouse could be killed, statues could be delayed. He can't prevent the Lich anymore. One Fiend is in the base, Happy is coming in. Is he committing to the slaughterhouse? It seems like it. Not really. Footmen are all hurt already. Stormbolt to get the Footmen out of range of the Nova. He's losing 1 unit, that's fine. Does he still want to commit to this fight now, with everything being so bruised against Nova? Happy's getting good kills here. Stormbolt
Focusing on DK.
Yeah. Oh, that's the right call. Once the TP gone, will he commit the big mana for it? There's 2 more Stormbolts actually. There was definitely a potion, not even that.
Forces are under attack.
Also not too many footies, right? Oftentimes in these attacks, when the human moves across, or greater mana used, that Fiend will be his kill.
Must be.
Coil was almost ready again.
Has another Stormbolt. Nukes the DK. Needs another follow-up. This is definitely a potion. Oh, so done. Wow. He's not spending any gold on this. Oh, statues there.
All things considered, though, this was not all that outstanding for the human at all. He went for...
That was very friendly. It
Yeah.
was pretty poor, actually. He
Yeah.
lost so many footmen. He killed 1 Fiend. He didn't force any resources. And he lost the big mana.
He didn't have a shot at the expansion that the footies couldn't be healed up. He didn't go for more footies. Like, why didn't he go for 6, 7 footies and then just Stormbolt surround
under
everything?
attack.
Kind of weird. And now Happy's trying with the counter expansion, but Stormbolt misclick. There must have been a misclick.
Yeah, there's no reason to go for the Lich.
But it doesn't one-shot an Acolyte, by the way. Not anymore. The Acolyte can survive.
Hey, Happy's game plan still intact. Fast tech worked out fine. Survive this footman attack, still fine. And now expansion play still possible. And more experience is of course exactly what he needs. Expo for HawK is established. Tech for HawK 50%. Blacksmith coming, rifleman coming. More footmen, lumber mill there for the towers. Only 2 at the expo, nothing in the main, but it's so far away. And Happy is expanding that it's very unlikely that there's an attack soon.
Good skeleton scouting here. Shows him where the human
Player's
is.
forces are under attack.
Makes him know for sure that his expansion is safe, and also opens up an opportunity for a creep jack. Because slow is being casted, these footies here are gonna be tough to keep alive.
Oh, the Lich is already looking forward to this. Taskmaster goes to HawK. It's the big belt of giant strength. Okay, gets it. But here's Nova. There's more kills. 2 Berserkers for HawK. He needs to keep them alive. Footy dies. Footy dies. He got the Shredder at least. But more experience for Happy. Level 3 too.
And this MK got such a good start into this early game. Such a quick move up to level 3. But is not dominating it the way he's supposed to. Like, not at all. The DK was only level 2 for a long time, but Happy only lost that single Fiend. He's got the Expo coming up. The Haunted is almost finished. And in the meantime, he was teching as well. So Happy's going to have access to the orb here very soon.
Mountain King Paladin play. No Archmage, no Brilliance Aura. You don't really need it when you go for Knight's Gyros. If you want to throw in some Priest, then of course it's helpful.
So is that what he's going to go for? Knight's Gyros. I
So
feel
what's,
like
what's the
Player's forces
alternative?
are
Like,
under
attack.
he
I feel
could go Griffins.
Yeah, Griffins, for example. Because Gyros, I feel like, yes, they're really good against Destroyers, but we don't see Mass Destroyers. This
Happy
mass-
build 1 in the
Yeah.
entire Northern Isles. But we do have a Book of the Dead. on Hawk's side, but Happy is just ready for it. We don't have Dispel yet, as Tier 3 is not finished. Getting it now. So there's a very limited timing window or time frame for a great unit of this Book of the Dead.
Yeah. Economy harass, I guess, is the most likely thing you can accomplish with this one. But I just didn't get
player's
close
forces
enough
are under
to
attack.
the expansion, which is now finished. We'll now still start mining fully soon. But Happy doesn't want to go into upkeep yet, I guess. And neither does Hawk. Hawk needs more time. Tier 3 is coming, and the Griffin Aviary for those Griffins. Triple Griffin Aviary, actually.
Okay, one in the main, two at the expo to wall this off a little more. To have experience chance, don't think he got one. By the way, chat, how mad were you that this tome was laying on the ground? Now he picked it up. Not only chat, but also the public screening guys, the Horus here. 1,000 gold for Hawk. He has to hold on. Power spike by Happy now. Dark Ranger, Orb, all that good stuff.
And getting the Banshee transition behind that once again. We've been seeing this unit comp from Happy through multiple matchups in a number of series.
player's
Fiends,
forces are
Banshees,
under attack.
Heroes, Statues. No Destroyers, but only those. And I guess 1 or 2 A-bombs as well later on for the Disease Cloud. Happy in upkeep now, making quite a bit less money than Hawk is, who... Well, there we go. Production just started with the Mass Griffins.
3 Griffins at the same time. I wonder if we see a Blood Mage. I don't wonder anymore. Blood Mage is coming. Bolt, Banish, Holy Light, Griffin focus. The strongest nuke in all of Warcraft.
Requires levels though. I mean, yes, you can go for the Banish right away on level 1, but you're not going to have much mana to sustain this. Holy Light also only level 1. Not too impressive. The MK, he is looking strong on level 4, but the map is quickly disappearing as far as creeps go. We're going to have basically nothing left to pick up there soon anymore, and Happy is getting most of it.
Adept upgrade at 25% already. Anti-magic shell will of course help against this nuke and the damage of Griffins. 1-0 upgrade is finished already. He's going for 2-0 immediately. This game he doesn't make the mistake to not go for any armor upgrades. He's doing at least one to be better prepared for the Orb of Corruption. And now another creep check by Happy maybe. Scroll of the Beast in his inventory. Oh, he wanted to coil through the forest. Did it succeed? I'm not too sure.
I think it did, and this creep check is going to be painful. He's going to kill off this Berserker. One of the Griffins also jumping low, takes it out with that coil. TP forced out, and the remainder of the creeps of the entire map basically with this bottom left position go to Happy now as well.
Perfect execution from the Russian undead. Like, flawless. Killing the creep through the forest, killing the Berserker, forcing a staff, forcing the TP, and getting a Griffin in like, what, 4 seconds? That's pretty insane.
And it's looking a little scary already for Hawk. He's keeping up in supply, yes, but the hero is not so the case. And he's making an army that's pretty one-dimensional. It's mass Griffins,
Yeah.
just only Griffins.
Yeah.
And it looks like Happy's got the perfect answer.
Knight's coming.
Okay, Knights as well. Okay, that's gonna change a lot.
Super expensive build, of course. It's a lot of Fiends. We do have Clap. And there's a little AoE from the Griffins as well. We have 4 of them. Black Mage ready now. Happy sees the move. It's one, like still 4-1-1. This Paladin is an issue. The Blood Mage, he might be staffed out fast and he's pretty squishy, but the Paladin not having Divine Shield and the army in general not having Devotion Aura is a problem.
A player's forces are under
He wanted to
attack.
expand again with this Acolyte here, or was it just scouting? Whatever it is, it got shut down.
He's sending acolytes into both corners, actually. Okay.
Stormbolt used for this. He wasn't full mana even. He has the Blood Mage now to pass him some mana, right? So it should be fine. This ward is so good. He can reposition now behind the bridge. Can prepare the militia already. Going workshop now. Double
Player's
workshop
forces
actually.
are under
He
attack.
played tanks already
Yeah.
against Ente. Is
Town
it
is under
time for
siege.
this? As he saw that Happy had Acolytes ready, maybe trying to expand another time, just not losing so much time by sending 1 or 2 tanks? It's absolutely Happy's plan. It's absolutely the right call what Hawk's doing.
The major benefit of tanks is, though, they're hard to deal with, so they force a lot of attention and army, basically, to deal with them, and that gives you space on the map to do stuff with the rest of your army. But there's like nothing left to do.
Yeah.
There's no creep camps. The few that there are only accessible to Happy, who keeps on creeping, who's getting close to level 4 on the Lich, who already has outstanding levels, and it's getting even better now as it seems. Picking up an invul as well. Happy getting close to 80 supplies, so is HawK, killing off plenty of his own peasants now. And I think HawK has to look for this one big 80 supply timing, hope to overwhelm. But it's not.
I don't know, maybe... Oh, it's mortars actually, not tanks. It's fast mortars with upgrades.
Okay, so wants to have something against the Banshees again.
3-0 upgrades. And these Griffins and Knights, they do a ton of damage. Upgrade-wise, we have 2-0. Very conservative with his anti-magic shell, only on the heroes. Again, items here for Happy. Invul, heal scroll, beast scroll, second heal scroll.
Not too many Banshees actually.
player's
4
forces are under
is a
attack.
decent number, but as 80 supply approaches, you would ideally like to have more, I think. Master Training now coming in for the Banshees. Unlike that possession will do too much, but it's more...
Why not? Would be nice to have an Undead Knight.
I think it's more important to have anti-magic everywhere. And Curse.
Not so flashy.
Earlier we saw Curse being nicely prevented by Breakers. No Breakers at all here this time. So Curse gonna be coming in big.
Dark Ranger has found a nice Boots of Golpalas. DK is well equipped, also tanky thanks to the Talisman. Lich has a parry up. Man, Happy is well prepared actually. But not going for the second expansion. Banking up 1,000 gold here now before breaking upkeep. Now anti-magic shell everywhere. And HawK sees this right now and has to set up the army for this push. Invul and heal scroll on his side as well. 4 mortars in the back. A lot of Griffins with 3 and 1. Next upgrade coming for the mortars. Almost done as well. And Happy sees this and says, rather not.
HawK hasn't had the perfect game so far. The early game was good, the mid game not so much. The hero levels especially
A
have
player's
suffered
forces are under
for
attack.
this. In his earlier matchup against the Night Elf, he had the time, he needed to go for his perfect army. This, to me, does not look like a perfect army, though. Only one Knight.
There is a lot of damage against the Fiends from, like, in theory. If the Griffins and Mortars all can attack, they do a lot of damage. And AoE. But will they be able to attack? There's, as you said, Banshees. The magic damage gets reduced by the anti-magic shell. We do have a lot of healing there as well. And now it's expansion time.
Player's
Number
forces are
1,
under attack.
at least in the north, but HawK scouts this with a flying machine.
Again, high upkeep for Happy. Same for HawK. So rare to see. We see it the second time already in this series.
Big fight. Oh my god, that Banshee just exploded, but nice web and Skull of the Beast on Happy's side. That's so much damage on the Crypt Fiend, +9 for the Lich as well. Of course, no Dispel. Flying Machines are getting weaped and focused too. Silence on the Blood Mage, can't use Siphon Mana. The Paladin is running around like a headless chicken. Dark Ranger rises up to level 4 here. The Knight is still alive, but has quite a few misses. The Mountain King finally in the front line here and comes in with the clap, but HawK is plummeting in supply. Still a 15 supply lead here. Happy level 5 from the DK. The Griffins are just disappearing.
They're all gone now. The more teams did a great job here against the Banshees, but now they're left only against the Fiends. That's too bad against those, but not as effective. Heal Scroll, the next one coming in for Happy. The AoE healing for the Fiends, very effective. That coil was too late.
Mountain King could be nuked here. Holy Light saves him for now, but just right click, and the Nova Edition first view for HawK dies as well. Siphon Mana, but it's not enough anymore. One fight to decide it here. 2-0 for Happy. That didn't work out at all.
Those more teams were really effective, but those Griffins died so fast.
Yep.
They were webbed and like, I think 2 volleys, that was it.
Yeah, 2-1 upgrades on the Fiends. Lich was pretty good. Dark Ranger had extra damage. And Nuke, of course.
Yeah.
Like Coil Nova, just gone.
2-1 upgrades as well on those Fiends. The piercing against the light armor, I mean, always has been the case.
Yeah.
Extremely effective.
Yeah.
And yeah, HawK has found the perfect army apparently against Night Elf, but that was not it against Undead. The Fiends and the Banshees once again proving to be very strong. I told you guys, stop making destroyers. Fiends and Banshees all the way.
Banshees indeed, man. How much tankiness they add to this army. Usually Undeads were overwhelmed by Holy Light, Bolt, Siphon, Banish, whatever. With this, they just stay in that fight. The Fiends were just standing there. I don't care what you throw at me. Well, the mortars tickled them a little, but...
But they tickle him pretty good.
Yeah.
Tickled him pretty good. But the thing is, everything's cursed already.
Yeah.
Everything's magic shelled. It's okay if they die. Then they did their job.
Yeah, absolutely. Soaked up a lot of damage. But the key here, levels. Like, no doubt about it. Allowing Happy to go for that expansion also, but not as critical. If you have a level 3 Paladin, you can push so much more, and you can add so much more. Didn't happen here. We are on map number 3. It is Amazonia. Interestingly. All right. 2-0 is the lead for Happy. Once again in the red in the south. Will it be a Mountain King here? Super duper unlikely. It's always Archmage here. This is a very risky map for human. We've seen games that lasted 3 minutes and the Undead won. If you catch a Lightning Shield here at the laboratory, if there's a good creep Jake that you really don't expect, maybe everything like that is possible. Expansions here, so hard to do, even with the Rock Golem pull.
Against Undead, though, it is the most manageable. Against Orc, of course, utterly impossible. Against Night Elf, really, really dangerous. Against Undead, also dangerous, but not as much as against the other races. Quickly, by the way, to clear up that about earlier, there's, of course, no vetoes here, or there is no vetoes. We don't have the old GCS system with maps being replayed. We have all 7 maps here in the pool, so perhaps we're going to see Twisted Meadows as well. It's not going to be easy for HawK, though, most likely.
Archmage it is, Death Knight it is, Fiend build order it is, but what's it for HawK? Finally attack, maybe? He's refusing to pay Paladin first, though, so far.
That kind of surprised me, honestly.
Yeah.
He had been practicing, or rather playing it on ladder a lot for a while. And so far, it's not looking too successful with the standard strategies. Could have certainly seen a Paladin coming out here, but not the case.
Happy today is 5-0.
A player's forces are under
Against
attack.
Lucifer 3-0, against HawK now 2-0. Seems like they don't stand a chance, and seems like he always has the answers.
Yeah, so far, absolutely outstanding play. Stronger than yesterday, what Happy is showing.
Shield here. Uses it nicely against the rogues, not hurting his own militia. DK is running over right away. Not going for his own lightning shield. Trying to steal some stuff. Not really possible anymore.
Nice lightning shield usage here by HawK.
Yeah.
But the last hit will... Oh, not going to the DK. Using the coil on the water elemental instead. That does mean very fast level 2 for the AM. And the DK looking for more kills, but the peasants aren't too hurt.
What can he do now with only the skeletons and the DK? Of course, if HawK wants to go for an expansion, he will be there to punish him. And apart from that, but I guess that's the big reason already.
But he would have liked to get more here, certainly. Steal one of those level 3 creeps, at least, or some peasants. But he's got none of those. He's got a water elemental so far. Happy's aggressive move out. Oh, almost around there on the footy. Once again, not being too fruitful just yet.
HawK also very conservative with the water elementals. Only one summoned yet, I think. This Acolyte will most likely die very soon. Bolt hits the DK. Is that an invitation to a surround with the creeps in the back? Not likely, but Militia coming in as well. DK is already hurt. How many last hits can he get? Not this one. Acolyte dies as well. Footy in the north. Might be worth a coil. Doesn't want to throw it here, though. Another one hurt. And slowed. Footman dead. Second one hurt. Skeleton still super annoying.
The duration is almost over. The big boy is still standing.
Yep.
But we have water elementals here as well, along with Footman. And the skeletons are mostly eliminated. DK is still around with plenty of mana, by the way.
Yeah, why didn't he use the coils? That's really rare. Here's another one. Misclick.
And he wants to get both, I think. Wants to hurt the one, kill the other ones off with, kill them off with the peasants then. The skeletons, excuse me.
Thought the Fiend shots got it, but no, so close. Again, good mana items for HawK. And the level 3, level 2 water elementals. That Fiend could be blocked. A little slow with the movement. And the DK is coming in. Is there another kill in for him? Not really.
But the DK's are below HP.
Yes.
Couldn't the AM just like walk across the map right now, pressure the main, force the DK to buy heal potions and stuff? And with that, he couldn't
Delay the
even
tier 3.
Tier 2 should be done soon though.
Yeah, I mean, delay the tier
delay
3,
tier 3, yeah.
with the potion.
And
Happy has
forget-
900 gold.
He forgot about the ziggurat. He's stuck on
Again.
one fiend for so long.
Oh, he can't go for a second hero. He can't go for anything. Okay, he can't go for tier 3 and Slaughterhouse. So that makes up for a little bit. Maybe not his game plan, really.
And this game now, we see the drawback of that DK instant harass. If you don't get much done, you're stuck on level 1 with low HP, and this is a bad position, absolutely, for Happy in this game.
What can HawK attack here now? Nothing really. Has to defend at home. There's no tower, but the Expo is up. No Nova, of course. 2 footmen here can continue to right-click this DK and force him away pretty fast. And he is attacking. Okay, he stays in the main to prevent the Slaughterhouse. I like that move.
Still no Lich. Happy doesn't have the lumber. Now he's going for the lumber for the tower as the ghouls are trying to defend by themselves. More ghouls being created as well. Only the single fiend still. Greater mana use. I like that choice to keep up the pressure here, forcing Happy to cancel the tech.
He sees the damage on the Death Knight, but okay, is he right-clicking now? Yes, he is. Only Halls of the Dead. No tier 3 tech here.
Players' forces are under attack.
No tech for HawK either yet. Doesn't quite have the lumber to do this. But he's killing one of the fiends here.
Yep.
HawK is having one hell of an early game.
Absolutely. Level 3.5. Continues to pressure these Acolytes. Death Knight is back to 50% thanks to Blight and maybe a potion or something. I didn't quite catch that. But this tier 3 is delayed by years, basically.
HawK is struggling with the lumber though. Perhaps wasn't quite quick enough to remake Peasants.
Ooh, no tech.
He's going for the Shredder now. So in around a minute or so his tech should start.
Players' forces
But
are
that
under
certainly
attack.
is late.
Could break his neck a little. Chance. Ooh, did he get that one? Nope, didn't. Slippers now.
The Lich is coming out, adding more damage. But the Fiend numbers are so low.
Yeah.
It's only the single Fiend.
Yeah. How can he pressure the expansion now with only one Fiend and Lich? Yeah, Nova gives him more experience, but level 3 DK is so far away as well. The only thing that's bad for HawK is I think the tech
Yeah.
and Ultimate HP now.
A player's forces are under attack.
But he does have a shop. And it's just a second here at the expansion. We'll be able to regen up, and the tech has started, finally.
And he finally built a slaughterhouse as well. Happy, I'm talking about. Tier 3 and Tier 2 at the same time, basically. That should be doable for HawK, but he's losing more footmen. Slitch got quite a few kills, but spent all his mana without throwing it on walkers.
Tower's not finished yet.
First one soon. With one fiend, he can't break this, right?
Not enough damage.
Enough
Or is
repair.
it?
Nah, it should be more repair.
3 peasant repair, 4 peasant repair. There we go. Now it's up.
And he can't reach the guard tower, I think. And there's a lot of footmen. Okay. HawK holds. This is looking promising
Players' forces are under attack.
for the Russian. We get defend as well, 1/3 already. Tier 3 tech at 60%, slaughterhouse only now. How far are we in the game? 8 minutes something?
Yep. Everything is pretty delayed here. And the DK is still far away from level 3. Still only 2 fiends. HawK is looking the best here he has in this series so far, I think. Looking for the surround on the Lich, and he gets him as well.
Oh.
Can he keep it blocked though? He's blocking him now with the Archmage. Forcing the TP transfer, no, just forcing the kill. And that's his level up.
Okay, level 4. Have fun with that. Brilliant Zora level 2. That's gonna be more water elementals. Everything, not everything, but so much is going right for HawK. Happy still has coils, but wanted to fight out, use the one on the footman, killed it with that, but then there was no coil ready to save the Lich later on. Continues creeping here from summons, basically. And with defend, he can march forward now.
Yep.
Pressure him even more. Statues are finally there. Lich is coming back, but not in position for a Dark Ranger. T2 tech almost finished. We get already upgrades for HawK, for Footmen, Griffins, and Knights.
Yeah, and with how good of a position he is in. I'm gonna guess that a tier 3 tech is gonna follow suit here in just a second. As tier 2 is finishing right now.
Happy again with a late ziggurat. Kind of okay, but definitely not ideal.
Yeah. He's going for the orb though, so that's where his money's gonna go.
Yeah.
He's also getting the destroyer form research.
That's already on the way, so spent money there.
And double sanctum for HawK.
Okay,
player's
early
forces are
breakers
under attack.
then? Like fast early breakers? And Mountain King as well. One tower can be repaired in time. Retreats again.
Lich finally coming in with the orb, but no level 2 on him, no level 3 on the DK. This is usually what always was on Happy's side, the super strong hero levels.
Yeah. And soon the Mountain King will come out. And then there's even more pressure. Like this, at the moment, Happy can basically do whatever he wants if he's microing well, which of course is no question since it's Happy. But once the Mountain King is ready,
Yep.
and he is,
Player's forces
this
are
is a
under
tough
attack.
task now.
And I like that HawK isn't falling back to creep or whatever. He's keeping tabs on what Happy's doing, because this could very well be a counter expansion again if Happy was left alone.
Yeah.
But he isn't.
He has no time to creep this at the moment. Stormbolt on the Lich again, almost a surround here again. Coil is ready this time. The Destroyer is a big help for Happy, but it's already down to 50%.
These footies are being kind of wasted here, I think. Could be playing them more further back, more conservatively, as only one is left standing now. Here come the breakers. With that comes more feedback damage as well. MK, by the way, getting focus, dropping low. There is a Nova available, but no coil at the moment.
Committing to it, no. The Water Elemental is gone, and that was basically the last one, so Destroyers can do whatever they want. Nice deny by HawK here. And finally a Dark Ranger. But now he's supply stuck, can go for one more. Tier 3 tech is almost done. But only now the workshop. Anti-air is a problem for HawK. It's that easy.
There's only one stat, one destroyer though, annoying of course, against the Water Elemental. Silence coming in to hope to protect that Lich, who once again was getting focused a little.
It's crazy how much of the map is still intact. Like,
Yeah.
creep-wise, they didn't do too much at all. Like, starting positions, one expo, and that's basically it. A little troll camp.
Yeah, they've been in each other's hair this entire game basically. Paladin is coming out now. HawK at 60 supply, getting more upgrades, getting plenty of breakers, and a workshop for gyros
Player's
probably.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, that must be the case to have fast anti-air. It's coming in for the creep jack. Lich is again lower, there's plenty of coils. Archmage is not providing too much here. Staff out for the breaker to save him. Mountain King has no Stormbolt. Could this creep jack backfire?
Yeah, I mean he saved the one breaker. Perhaps he loses one of them, but no, not even that. Breaker, magic immune, 2-1 upgrades on them, really nice.
Crit Fiend still 0-0. Oh, feedback on the Lich is so good. Stormbolt, that was the only one he has. Of course we cancel.
Having the statues in the back is the most important thing here for continuous regen. On Happy's side, gets one more priest right there, and even Militia coming over now with that Paladin as HawK is hitting a power spike.
He really wants to have this creep camp, that's for sure. DK has still 2-3 coils remaining with the regen, and now Lionhorn on the ground. Oh, the Death Knight picked it up, but he's running into a surround with quite a bait. Holy Light, can he escape that? Holy Light is instant damage. Again!
Again? Are you serious?
Town Portal was ready, but no, he refuses to take it. Maybe with the counter focus here. Lich has no Nova anymore though. Fiend is dying, no more coils, of course. Can the Lich do this by his own? I don't think so. Oh, the statues. 2 of them. Can he reach somehow?
There's no aura now. These
Yeah.
breakers are faster than everything else basically, but not quite fast enough. DK bought back from the tavern. Very expensive loss there.
How can he hold on? Yeah, this aura is necessary, just absolutely necessary. It doesn't matter what it costs. You need the DK on the field and in the inventory. You see it, man. In exchange for the Lionhorn, it cost him his life because he was not using the Temple there. Maybe a nuke on the MK. Nope, staff.
Paladin stuck in the main, by the way. He kind of boxed himself in. Can join the army at the moment. Mass breakers. The answer to this is abominations, but we have none of them. Not a single one. Surround the Dark Ranger. And
Almost a coil. Can save her for a little bit, maybe. No. TP out now. Ashley gets level 2 while killing another breaker. No expansion for Happy. This is a lot different than the game before. 3 attack upgrades again. Now gyros. Now flag cannon. He will have a solution against the destroyers finally. Can he somehow save this pallet? Ah, he's out already. Mountain King is benched. Oh no, it's actually back as well. Again, we have the 4-1-1 hero levels.
yep.
That might be a problem later on. The experience is way better spread at Happy side with 3-3-2. Which, by the way, plus 14. Just say.
Took Happy a while to get his heroes levels back up, but they're looking pretty good. 3-3-2 is not like super amazing, but is certainly better than what Hawk has. But he gets the double level up as well, and the greater mana, and the level 5 on the AM.
Oh, that was a triple level up. What a good creep by Hawk here. Frontline is established. Big feedback damage on that Lich. Nova onto the Paladin, who is silenced as well, but the Lich is still in trouble. There another Stormbolt. Yes, there is in a bit, but the coil should be ready as well. Knights are coming in. Hawks at 75 supply. The Destroyer took out all the gyros, and it doesn't look too good for the Spellbreakers in the front. And Hawk has to TP out. Happy holds. And there's an Acolyte here. Expansion time, I guess. Doesn't have the resources at the moment.
It's gonna have it soon, though, I guess. He already ordered it, actually. But Hawk can scout for this easily with the gyros, of course, and can fashion a timing around 80 supply to hit there with the big hammer fall. And Happy is not going to be able to follow in the supply. Only on one base at the moment, of course.
We have sorcerers. With only one destroyer, there's a limited amount of dispel. You kind of need that against water elementals, and then you can have a slowed undead army. Go with the Mage Knight though. Extra damage on the Lich once more, but since they are trading items here, this is a little bit of free damage for Hawk.
Coil Nova on the MK, dropping very low indeed. There's silence on the Paladin, so he can't go for the Holy. He's trying to buy those seconds. Has to go for the stab. With that, of course, the MK out of the fight. Militia coming from the main as well. One Fiend being taken out, but no more as there's no Stormbolt at the moment.
One destroyer so close to dying, but he constantly focuses these gyros. They have no effect in this, but 2 water elementals, big dispel against them. Archmage level 5. Another gyro comes in. Can they finally kill something? 3 destroyers there. Abomination catches another coil. Is safe for a long time thanks to the frost armor as well. Fiend being microed out. Knights are falling in the front. Happy is fighting tremendously against this army. He's constantly down like 15, 20 supply. But you don't really feel it.
Hawk is trying to go for the cancel. Does he have a TP to get out? He doesn't.
Oh, what?
He's kind of stuck against the corner here, but seems to be okay, I guess. But the breakers are all dropping low. This disease cloud is working wonders against these breaker front lines.
He's escaping there. Immediately going for another Haunted Goldmine, but that bought Hawk quite some time. Nova, more pickups, but no. Oh, staff actually.
Hawk did lose quite a few units there, and is very hurt on a lot of other ones, but he's still at 75.
He's producing a lot, isn't he?
He certainly is.
Mountain King coming back now.
Happy, on the contrary, was not losing many units at all, so he's still at decent supply himself at 60.
Yeah. Do you think Hawk should go for another workshop? Because these gyros, they don't work when they're like 2 or 3. Of course, this could be a big transition, but he has already 3 gyros. He needs 3 destroyers. He needs to take them out somehow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that should have been the play earlier.
You say that in such a sad voice. Damn, I gotta admit this.
I say it because I want Hawk to win here. I want this to be a closer series. This was a great early game for Hawk. Actually, outstanding early game. But Happy clawing his way back once again.
Relentlessly refusing to give up and always finding something in the fights. Maybe he's forcing consumables. Maybe he's killing 1 or 2 units. But there's never a fight where he's not getting anything. Okay, now he has, or he will have 6 to 7 gyros. No Panda. Oh, he shouldn't be fighting there without support. He was so close to the critical mass.
Destroyer micro is really good. Not a single one of them dying. Loses a Fiend though, Happy is, but he was trading that for Flying Machines, I suppose. Another coil coming in. DK completely dry on mana now. Happy has to get some potions, I think.
But there's a choke. You don't want to fight there. Okay, storming through this should be fine. There is one Knight. There's one Haunted Gold Mine. Add 1 and 1 and you get a killed Haunted Gold Mine. But he's missing in the fight. More gyros, 4 of them. Can they finally kill a Destroyer? Mountain King in focus. Catches the Holy Light. The silence was not there. Statue almost taken out. Is now, and a Destroyer as well. Silence on the Archmage. Lich is in trouble. Big focus. Has to go for the in-wall. DK still hurt. Still low mana. Sorry, still dry. That's what I wanted to say.
And one Destroyer has been taken out finally, but the other gyros all died for that
The
attempt.
second one. Okay.
Right.
Oh, Death Knight almost surrounded there. Gets the ammo on the stat. Oh, squishes through this little opening. HawK is at 84.
But
It's a third T supply lead, and Happy is still chasing him back somehow.
can the Knight kill his expansion?
Nope.
No. Killed the Acolyte, but may die for this. Oh, the Sorceress is left behind. 1, 2 easy pickups. Oh, never mind.
Not
Saves
staffing the
one.
Knight, staffing the Sorceress. Interesting. Paladin is hurt. Has Holy Light, of course, and Divine Shield. Could use that. Needs the Holy Light on the Archmage.
Much more gyros coming in for the
Yeah.
main now. This was very important. One Destroyer taken out. Only the single one left.
Coil dodged by Divine Shield. This could have been the end for the Paladin, but no. Quick fingers from HawK, and that might save his game here as he has still the big mana potion. Good nuke. Here comes the Storm Hammers, the Storm Bolt, and the Lich is dead. Level up for the Paladin. GG by Happy. HawK is back in this series, making this a 2-1.
Okay, he had to win that game. Waking himself up a little bit there. That got closer than it should have been.
Yeah, I think so too. That was basically a perfect early game for the human for a long time. But Happy, man, this is just one fight after the other, constantly getting them. And it looked for a second, like when I saw, oh, 1-1 heroes. It's not too good. But yeah, HawK made it in the end.
Happy was also super late with the A-bomb transition. That took forever until they started coming
Yeah.
in. The hero levels at the end were where they were supposed to be for Happy, but that also took very long. This was a much slower game. Everything was slower in that game for Happy. Nothing really was clicking as much as previously. So HawK certainly has chances here of winning this. Also, breaker heavy, really breaker heavy, not feeding away unit after unit to the Coil Nova.
Yes.
With tons of upgrades, by the way. It was 3-2 upgrades on the breakers in the end, and then going later on into gyro upgrades. So really heavy on those upgrades. The Shredder helping out a lot with that.
And it was the one time where he pooled the gyros and not sending them in one by one.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there were 6 of them, and the army was decimated already. It wasn't like the game-winning move, but that put the nail in the coffin on that very map, I think, having these 6 gyros in the air
Yeah.
to destroy the destroyers.
Started off very poor, of course, for Happy with that DK Harass, which didn't do much. Forgetting the Ziggurat, being stuck on one Fiend forever, and losing that one Fiend later on, being forced to cancel the tech. So yeah, as you said, kind of the perfect early game for HawK. He had to win this.
Happy gave him a little advantage. Maybe HawK needs that. Happy is not playing perfect, but what we can't expect perfect play all the time. Map number 4. HawK coming back into this series. He got that map, Amazonia. Not the easiest human map, but this one certainly isn't as well. Last Refuge is Happy's first pick. In the bottom left, we have him. Both from Russia, of course. Happy still, this might surprise some people, still one of the youngest player in the scene. With 27. I mean, we are an old scene, of course. The average is starting to get like 30 or so. Second youngest player in this tournament alongside Foggy. HawK a little older, still below 30 as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he in the groove now?
Yeah, does he find the mojo that he needs? Or is Happy angry now, like a herd wolf or something that really dashes out the angriness and turns it into power?
Yeah, I think that last game especially should make Happy at least consider his early game approach. It has been the same now 3 games. It worked twice, but the third time it really backfired. That DK early harass, sometimes it doesn't work out. And then when it doesn't, it really throws you back in the mid game. So he may want to consider going for more creeping early on. However, here on LR, this is like the worst map for skeleton creeping because there's inner fire everywhere, there's like bloodlust and stuff, and not gonna be easy to do. So I think Happy's gonna go for the early harassment once again. And HawK has shown a tendency recently to like to go for the Merc camp immediately. But if he goes for that, and the Acolyte steals the High Priest, the Shadow Priest away from him, this is absolute disaster. This cannot be allowed by HawK.
Absolutely not. He sees the Acolyte here. He really did that, I think, across the entire tournament, right?
He did it against Ente, he did it against Czech, so yeah, he is showing a tendency.
He's not pulling the creeps yet. So green spot first.
Yeah. Alright, not going for the greedier Merc camp, doing the green camp with 5 peasants. That's pretty heavy. Usually you only need 4 for this one, but okay, gonna cost him a little bit more lumber, but nothing too dramatic. Acolyte still alive on low HP. DK coming in now, and once again, he's too late to do anything about the first camp.
But he prevents the second camp for a bit. Water Mental killed by HawK himself to not give experience this time, as it happened on Amazonia. Tower started, but not up yet.
HawK falling all the way back into his main, just against the DK and the skeletons. Once again, getting slowed down. Happy, of course, already teching on 1 Ziggurat and 1 Fiend to be coming in soon.
Should not forget the Ziggurat this time.
Yep, that's also what I was thinking. So HawK is gonna go to the natural creep right away. I think HawK's gonna play fast expansion all the way through in this entire series.
I think so too. Creeps woken up now. They will toss their boulders. Or well, he likes to go for a little journey.
Yeah, it's weird with the creeps sometimes. Sometimes you harass them with the skeletons, they kill the skeleton and they immediately go back to sleep. Sometimes they don't. So it's looking a little bit scary. The mud golem is here, but HawK is not attacking them. They should return to their spawning positions, basically. Skeleton will be boulder tossed, and one
Running
peasant ensnared.
towards the expo immediately. Yeah, that ensnare, rather unlucky. Inner fire everywhere. So on this target, Happy can steal the big one.
I need some steals. So far, 0 experience for Happy. Gets one of the trappers. Coil on cooldown at the moment, but should be ready in time again for the Ogre Magi. And he gets it as well.
That was pretty obvious, wasn't it? Like HawK was just right-clicking and not playing around it too much. He got level 2. Okay. Oh, a nice save of this peasant for a little bit. Oh, now
Nice
he's
last
killing
hit.
himself. Yes.
That's really important. The DK, if you can keep him on level 1, that is exactly what you want.
That peasant would have been level 2.
Yeah, precisely. But more skeletons to be summoned.
Little too late for the surround there, or at least the block.
This would be another big deny.
He has to go for it, right? If he knows this, he has to go for it.
Well done.
Whoa.
Really well done by HawK.
HawK, yeah, absolutely. Like it does feel counterintuitive to kill your own workers as you're so dependent on them, but the Death Knight is even more dependent on the Unholy Aura.
Absolutely.
And he's on tier 2 already. Lich is coming, more fiends. He did not forget about the Ziggurat this time, but about the third one. Should be in time. He needs to tech anyway.
So, HawK continuing to creep as well. Wants to get his level 3. Plenty of footmen this time around. 6 out already, and more to be coming soon. But first, defend. HawK's lumber is looking really good.
Yeah, you can even use like 6 workers now to build this expo. Super fast. Scout tower is up already. Happy is attacking with the level 1 Death Knight. Again, not going for anything easy to kill.
Wants to get one more peasant kill with the skeletons here, but there's no corpse
in the back.
around in the back. Okay, there it is. But it's going to be more damage on the DK here, potentially. Can HawK deny it one more time? The experience.
There are 2 hurt workers now.
Happy's going to get it, I think. Wants to get the tower as well. Fiend's dropping extremely low and heals one of them up, but only for a second. Level 2, level up for the DK. The Fiend, 1 hit away from death.
Fireball coming in. Can't do anything about that. And the Lich might be surrounded here. It's so close. Can he get the body block off? No. In the meantime, DK got some damage. More skeletons. Almost an entire rod of necromancy used here. HawK is losing workers again. Squishes through this mass footman.
Starting to become expensive.
Yep.
The peasant line is being completely eradicated by these skeletons. On hold position, so they don't go to the water elemental automatically. And 2 more hurt peasants. Oh man, this was a lot of peasant kills overall. The Nova now coming in as well. But finally the level up for the AM.
Okay, killed enough skeletons to have the level 2 water elementals, but no mana for the next one. It's just one idea. Right-click DK. Again and again and again. To force him away, to force him to creep a little. But that's not going to happen.
Archmage.
Wait, there's Nova. Here we go, Nova.
Where's the coil?
Does he have a shop?
there with the AM movement.
He doesn't have a shop. He doesn't have a...
Got replenishment though.
Ah, okay. Yeah, good. That's good. Footman, surround. So close. Second attempt. So close. Not getting it with help of the trees,
Oh.
maybe.
He got it.
There's
And
two
he's
coils.
got defend as well.
There's
He is fairly tanky.
There's coils and healing from the statues.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And no Archmage here. Too far away. Kind of like a trap. There's another coil. The
He takes us around again. The water elemental closes it. Lich is trying to fight out, but he can't.
Oh.
Wow, what is around there? Keeping that close by HawK. So well done.
I thought he would lose way too many footmen in that kill, but Lich progress denied here. The footmen are moving forward with their shields up. Archmage is back. Now he doesn't have to face the Nova, so he can easily stay there at like 50% HP. Towers finally coming up. Tech finally started. Oh, actually at 60% already. Kind of surprises me. Happy in the meantime. In the base, there is a Lich coming back, of course. Tier 3 on the way. Pretty much same timing for the human tier 2 again. You making notes? Sick. We were really stepping up this game here in Berlin.
DK once more struggling with his level 3. But 3 kills looking to be around the corner here with him being hurt. But there is defend. HawK not using it just yet. Blacksmith coming in early. Is he gonna go rifles?
Isn't it the normal timing? I bet he wants upgrades as well, so having that blacksmith is nice too. No level 3 from this. Still waiting for the Lich. He was in time for tier 3, so he has the Orb of Corruption. Destroyer upgrade coming as well. We have a Naga!
Oh no! It's the Orb of Fire stuff again.
No.
It is. It is. He thinks it's not bad. He thinks it's actually pretty good.
What? Are you kidding me?
That's what he did against Enter, right? Yeah, that's what he tried against Enter on LR.
Oh, it's the same map. You're kind of right.
Tier 3's coming. Sanctum coming up now as well, but the Naga, like, she's supposed to be strong right when she comes out. When she comes out and there's a tier 3 undead ready and waiting for her, she's not really that strong.
Has good right clicks, can attack air.
But has to run, like she can't just stand there and attack, she's gonna get killed.
Also true, yes.
475 HP, she's so squishy.
Destroyer in the air now.
Luckily for her, the DK is not level 3 yet, but that might change in a second.
Also only 41 supply, more towers, but will they be ready in time? He's trying to distract more. This of course goes nicely with the frost arrow if he would use them. Just slow the DK down a little, and with that slow everything else down. Level 3 here. Welcome Coil Nova, at least like Coil level 2, Nova level 1. But with the help of the towers, he must hold this. Looks good for Happy though. This timing is really good. He doesn't have a level 2 Lich yet to eat skeletons, but he doesn't even have a rod of necromancy. So these footmen will melt. The Naga melts. They had a potion before.
In focus again, she's trying to get to the safety of the towers back there, but she's kind of stuck as it seems.
Oh,
No mana though for Happy.
true. Arcane towers are doing a decent job. There's a statue in the back to heal. HawK, what are you going to do? Running into the creeps, getting 2 end snares off here.
Player's forces
Oh
are
boy,
under
that's not good. You need those 2 footmen to buy time.
The towers are being broken. 3
Yep.
already eliminated. And more on the chopping block. Mass repair now from these peasants. But he needs more than just towers to deal with his undead force.
Yeah, that was a sloppy play. Sending them into the mercenary camp, and now this Naga will just pop, right? Oh no, another potion. 3 potions to keep a Naga alive, and she's back to 50% already. It's like one volley.
And the creeps wake up again. What is going on with this merc camp, man?
Well, at some point you should notice, like Happy broke the AI in the early or something. Shop is down, no breakers.
He actually did. He pulled them out and then they went back into a weird position.
Yeah.
That's why he keeps on walking into this camp.
Yeah.
Really, really unfortunate here for HawK. Finally he's getting breakers up, but he doesn't have the mass numbers of them yet and no upgrades at all either.
And he has to wait for the shop so he can continue producing them. He's 400 gold, tier 3. Okay, he could go knights as well, but no anti-air here. And the shop is broken again. Continues, like, impossible to have breakers now. We have a paladin 3rd. Well, I guess you don't need potions then.
HawK's trying to go for the counterattack, but this is not a scary counterattack army, man. It's breakers and the 2 heroes. This Happy's not gonna go home to defend against this. Instead, he's breaking the expansion. Finally, he's taking out all of the towers. Actually, he will TP, triggering a counter TP, of course, after losing 1, maybe 2 acolytes. Yes, 2 will be lost. The Naga almost dying there as well.
Ooh, 25 HP. Well, she's soaking up a lot of damage, I guess. Priest's now coming. He needs to produce something. Of course, a lot of workers here. Good for him. And now he's taking out the mercenary camp. Shouldn't do the Naga there, but yeah. HawK might be a little angry with this rock golem. Needs a big item to be able to hold again. Happy is pushing for the 3-1 on his first map choice. The 2.5. Oh, the heroes aren't overwhelming at all, but the aggression absolutely is.
Yeah, the Fiends are doing the heavy lifting here with the first attack upgrade already. The focus fire always so strong. Once again, no more mining at this expansion. HawK is right next to it, but finishing the camp resulted in lots of damage onto his breakers. A few of them are halfway dead already. The shop is still not finished. Can the Orb of Fire be a savior?
I doubt that. A little, but I doubt that. This can take another minute or so. HawK can't defend this one bit. It's not getting much production in. Also, okay, going for knights now. More lumber upgrades as well. It's kind of struggling with that. Expo is gone. Happy finally broke it. Doesn't even need a Banshee transition this time. He is going Disease Cloud Abominations. Earlier than last time, with the Spellbreakers, of course, the natural counter to it.
Level 2 Paladin. Going for... Wait, did he skill the aura? He did skill the aura. Despite finding it earlier. Okay. It's the better aura, of course. Naga has mana shield.
What?
Yeah, this is how you play the strat.
Ah, yeah, true.
When
yeah.
you have the Orb of Fire, you actually go mana shield.
What do you think about this strategy?
I think it's so not good.
Do you want to use a worse word,
no,
but you're
I don't.
professional here?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's Mimi, dude. It's Mimi. What is this strat? First Orb of Fire. Well, HawK doesn't usually play the 6 complete meme Orb of Fire strats, but like 2 or 3 I have seen him do before.
Happy scouted this position here with the skeleton, so he knows exactly that HawK is here. And this must be another town portal, right? The undead is storming in. Maybe a Coil Nova to get the Ogre Lord. Nope. Cactus Pipe again, man. How many pipes have we seen today? Level 3 for the Lich and another town portal forced. HawK cannot afford this. It's a very unusual situation for the human now. Not sitting on an expansion, not having double income. He has to like look at every dime twice if he wants to spend it or not.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Happy is expanding now, I think. Yeah.
A player's force.
Cleaning up the gold mine. Acolyte is already done. There's nothing he has to be scared about. Nothing.
What if there's 2 more Orbs of Fire in here?
Well, you told me it's not that good, so I don't have to worry. Like, you don't have to worry about it.
Seriously, HawK thinks this is a bad strategy. He thinks this is pretty good, is what he told me. Chimiko thinks the same. So some humans are believers in the Naga Orb of Fire. I'm not, though.
Well, you tend to see trends a little late, but
What? I was Mr. Banshees all the way. Again, Creep Jack coming in, should again be a TP force. Here we see the mana shield for the first time. HawK trying to get out without suffering any losses. But Happy finds one kill onto a priest before he says goodbye once more.
easy creep now. With the destroyer up, you can get the red spot and this little orange spot. And so much more experience, man. These heroes are starting to get really scary. 4-3-3. Again, good experience distribution, but HawK seems to be aware of what's down south. This time, no TP. Mana shield is still running.
Okay, he's gonna get the cancel. Perhaps he can go for some creep camps down here after. Or is it rather time to run? As you said, there's no TP here. This is a little scary, and Happy is coming over. Third level 2 aura. It's fast.
Third creep jack in a row. No TP this time. He is getting the big one. Scourge Bone Chimes is super nice for Knights, but we'll see how that goes.
Army being assembled by Happy. Heroes are all here, the Fiends as well. One statue will be the prize here for HawK, taking that one out. Nova onto the Knight, dies immediately. Nice heal ward in the back, healing up these Knights as long as it's standing, but the spell comes in rather quickly there as well.
Fiends are being borrowed, no reveal there. Second Fiend borrowed, Holy Light being used, third Fiend borrowed. Next heal wave. This is of course a lot of damage lost. The Lich in trouble. Getting coiled here though. The Paladin or the Lich who's gonna die first. Paladin stabbed out Lich with an invul. There's almost no nuke anymore. The Naga puts out some good right clicks, but that doesn't seem to be enough. Happy at 64, 59 for HawK. He's playing a way better fight than I thought he would.
So do I. I guess Naga Orb isn't too bad, but now the Naga's out of mana, so no more Cold Arrow to be worrying about. And still,
no
Avon
mana
standing
shield
in
anymore.
this.
He's really squishy now. Can be nuked soon, but there is no mana. There's no statue. It was really good by HawK to take out the statue super fast. Now we have level 4 Lich with even more damage, trying to go for the Death Knight here. But he has a potion. I don't know if that's the right call. But man, everything is blue or under the ground.
Naga though has to be careful. So low HP now, and mass unborrow. Suddenly he has 6 Fiends again. Forgetting about the Dust of Appearance here. Big mistakes. How many kills could he have found earlier?
Paladin is coming back soon, but yeah, he's just burrowing, unburrowing, just baiting a little, doing a little bit of damage. Lich and DK still both a little hurt. Level up, level 4 for the Dark Ranger. 58 for Happy. 45 for HawK, who's retreating. Now the Paladin finally back, maybe with the Holy Light. I just can't get the potion, but Happy died with Town Portals before, so... Oh, expansion in the upper left, by the way. Done.
Are under attack.
HawK doesn't know about it. This Fiend micro. So sweet.
Yeah, didn't have anything at the laboratory for a reveal, and didn't have a dust. I imagine he got one now. He still didn't. He was just at the merchant. Doesn't have an invul either, and still no TP. HawK is playing this game on the edge.
Yeah,
like
he's playing with fire.
one misstep, and this is over for him.
Sees that the camp has been taken out. All that experience went to Happy. He's missing the Mountain King left, right, and center, in my opinion. Oh, Burrow again. No reveal again. Now I got level 3, so even better now. Coil was there. He has plenty of coils. The statues, man. This time he can't take them out.
Nope, too well protected. And the Disease Cloud keeps on running and running. These extended fights, so good for this ability on the Abominations. HawK has to fall back. 2 of his units very hurt. The staff is ready. Using it on the Knight. Oh, dodging the coil. That was nice.
Sweet, indeed. Close to level 5 DK. He got so many kills. The Lich got almost an entire level there. Expo is running, and HawK is trying to go for an Expo again, but he is so short on gold that he can't even finish the power build, really.
At 51 supply, that always feels a little awkward.
He's at 400 gold. He has to do something to get income.
Happy up by 20 supply. With the stronger heroes, the better inventory, and the better economy. HawK needs a miracle or two to come back into this game.
Naga has some good damage. Paladin is back, but only the Devotion Aura. He doesn't have Divine Shield, and maybe that's the target. Going for the Naga first. Burrow again, Breakers fall, and that's level 3 coil.
Is he gonna go for a hero kill? He certainly is! But the staff is there, barely saving this Paladin. But the third hero is out of the battle. Coil Nova is cooling down. The Naga looking tremendously juicy as she is dead with the next Coil Nova. This is just too much
It is
damage.
the absolute perfect execution, and the Emperor has match points and championship points. 3-1. Man, he got the map that he wanted to, and he made it look so easy there. That was pretty impressive. Like, I had not the slightest doubt that Happy would win this map from moment 1 on, basically.
I don't know. Felt kind of weird what HawK played there. The expansion took forever in the first place. I guess the Merc camp abuse done by Happy was really good.
Yeah.
The creeps just standing a little bit further out of the camp resulted in so many troublesome issues for the human later on. And
Do you
then-
think he did it on purpose?
I think so.
That would be sick.
Yeah, sometimes the creeps do, you know, end up in a different position than what they're used to. I don't know exactly what it comes down to, but yeah. Kept on running into those damn trappers.
Yeah.
And the Naga with the fire orb.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe even an alchemist would have been better.
And also the thing is, like, if you get to level 3 and if you have 4 orbs or whatever crazy stuff like that, maybe then she's good. But when she comes out, she's like useless. She does nothing. You're just having to run. Twisted Meadows is gonna be our next map.
The first time we see this, and you're smiling already because you know what I say, right? Many championships or tournaments have been decided on Twisted Meadows. Kind of a back to Warcraft bingo. If you guys at the Horrors have some bingo cards there, check that one out. 3-1 for Happy. The Emperor starting in the bottom right. He can close this tournament. The mTw Legendary Cup, sponsored and powered by Thermaltake. HawK needs to win 3 maps in a row against the strongest undead on the continent. Not easy. Absolutely not easy. He's starting in the upper right with an altar towards the laboratory. If Happy sees this, and if HawK is going for the laboratory and Happy sees this, this could be a quick game to finish this tournament.
This is very unlucky for HawK. This is extremely unlucky, the spawning positions here. Gets the short straw, basically. Doesn't mean he has to go for this, but he probably will. You can still creep this, by the way. Militia, time having been reduced in previous patches, makes creeping that a lot more difficult for the human, but you can do it if you use 7 militia. If you're left alone. But, if the DK swoops in, coming in for harass, which Happy has been doing every single game. Most of the time with decent success, sometimes not working out. That game being Amazonia. If he does it here again, against this Merc camp, yeah, this is gonna be heartbreakingly bad.
He's scouting clockwise, so he will see this a little late. Not going through the middle.
It's really surprising that he's scouting this direction.
Yeah.
Like, usually you always want to scout to the close harassment possibility. Slay a sheep on the way with the Acolyte and have that ready right away when the DK comes over. Perhaps just something that he's not considering, or maybe there's a reason to it that we don't know.
Archmage DK, of course, the heroes of choice. Again, the same build order by Happy. He's not switching that one up, not even on a bigger map like AZ. HawK is pulling them here again. I think I haven't seen this before, since it's been so long since I saw Terrana stand. But that is then a lot easier to creep this, of course.
But the DK is coming. If the AM has to walk away from this
Player's
camp
forces
and
are
doesn't have level 2, this is a disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing else but a disaster. And Happy is coming in. He is there. Not too much to coil here, though, except, of course, Doomsy blocks that. So there's no surface area for this DK, or is there? No, big one. Flute as well. Great item for HawK. He's losing the 2nd worker, the 3rd worker, maybe the 4th. If he wants to invest the coil, but he doesn't. Okay, he got level 2 and the flute. That was good, but that has a heavy price tag.
Yep. Lots of presence lost right there. But the DK once again low experience. The AM did get the level 2. And DK out of mana now. Is he really gonna get the right click? No.
Kind of close though. So how long does it take to rebuild the workers and get an expansion? Kind of needs that.
Player's forces are under attack.
Yep, and that certainly looks like what he's aiming to do. Arcane is done in the main, so these skeletons, which are being summoned now, won't be able to do too much there.
There's also no hurt peasant, so that's good for HawK. Happy man, he was up against the entire mTw team, taking out Cash first, then Lucifer, now seemingly HawK.
Peasants being slowed down by this DK blocking in front. But the AM's pretty strong here with the footies already. 6 footmen and more footmen to come. Starts the camp without the militia there even. But the water elemental gets ensnared, means all the damage onto the footies.
Oh boy. And there's Coils. That was a steal. Getting closer to level 2. Archmage still not level 3. He needs the big boy, but there is no mana for another Coil. Last hits must be insane with the skeletons. Ooh, got it. And Claws +9. That's so much damage on this Archmage now. And he was really good in pressuring the DK early, but now he's full health. Fiend is coming in, dispelled, playing around with the idea of surrounding him there. But again, this could be a slaughter soon, as everything is dropping low. Another peasant dead.
Another one. One more kill for level 2 for the DK. But the skeletons are all gone.
With 3 juicy targets in the back. Man, how often was it in this series that Happy is like 5 HP away from his level 2 and HawK denies it?
He wants to go in there, wants to get the kill with the coil and the level up, but not allowed. DK now once again, pretty low HP. Fiends coming up more and more now for Happy, who's reached his tier 2. He can go for the Lich now if he wants to. HawK, of course, can't dream of taking now, has to establish this base first. And get a shop up as well. He needs to heal those footmen back up.
Otherwise they're useless for a long time and he can't really creep. He has still 3, 4 healthy ones. And the water elementals, but only 1 soon. Mana situation is really not that good. He had to invest a lot of that to hold this expo.
Oh, if HawK keeps on following into the main, he could cancel the slaughterhouse. Is he gonna step on Blight? How bold is he feeling?
There is Coil Nova though. He has really good damage.
But Happy's coming in, doesn't want to get him in range of the slaughterhouse. And yeah, now it's probably too late. Slaughterhouse will be coming up, no delay there.
This might still hurt. No regen. He should do a little more stutter stepping maybe. He's doing that now. Low lumber, but the lumber mill is coming. No tower yet, but the shop before. I like that move. Absolutely needs that. Then all of a sudden his army will like double in force. Staff? Okay.
He's gonna make use of that regen scroll now. The expansion just completed, but didn't go for an arcane. Oh, is that a little greedy perhaps?
Was super short on gold still.
Oh, the skeletons could cancel some healing here. That's very annoying. I guess you can go for a new scroll of regen, but you don't exactly want that.
You don't want to run back. So 3 scrolls cancelled. And the new growth of necromancy. Archmage is basically on his own as the rest is so hurt. Let's level 2. He got the footman. More footmen coming from the main, but everything he touches, like, it's only skeletons that soak up the damage. Fiends are still okay-ish. Okay, water elemental attack them now.
Yep, the water elements are pretty strong right here. Would love to see clarity on the AM as well to have that constant summoning capability. And there it is, clarity and regen scroll, excuse me. Falling back behind his towers, but that means that tower can be cancelled easily. Mass repair might be good enough. The Fiend still putting in the damage, but low HP. He cancels the tower. One Fiend, though, is gonna die for that.
Okay. Full supply gone, 215 gold gone, but HawK is so low on everything. Ah, he started the tech. All right, I thought he would still be stuck on level 1, but no. Time is working for his tier 2. Tier 3 almost done. This time it's a lot faster for Happy than the tier 2 is for HawK. The human is struggling.
Quite a few footmen here, though. If he gets defend, he can push back these Fiends pretty effectively, forcing Happy to keep on kiting and kiting and kiting and going backwards and backwards. Buying more time for his 2 bases. Towers coming up now at the natural. Tech is more than halfway through. For Happy, though, his tier 3 is about to be done.
Yeah. then the Orb of Corruption. He will do so much, and the
Player's
Destroyer as well.
forces are under
No
attack.
big deviation in timings for Happy. It's always the same, but yet so effective. Hawk needs a little more. Is it time for the Mountain King then again? These towers. Are they in time? They need to be.
And the footies should be able to hold here for long enough. There's no backpack, no orb yet. For that reason, backpack is being researched. A fiend or something's going to bring it soon from the main for Happy. One more footy dies. Plenty of footmen severely hurt.
I love that Happy is positioning between the base and the expansion. Whatever comes out of the base, he's gonna be there. And that has no backup, so most likely gonna die. Here we go. Orb of
A
Corruption
player's
in the back of
forces
a
are under
fiend.
attack.
Going pretty heavy on the towers is HawK now. About to be 4 in the main, about to be 6th at the expansion. He's low lumber. No shredder for HawK in this game.
Oh,
Town
nice
is under siege.
fiend here. It's the Panda. Against an undead. This is pure structure damage, right? And the fiend's a little, but you out-heal that with a statue.
And Happy's breaking the main. He's taking out the towers. There's no defense here anymore. He found the timing before the towers were done, and now these peasants are ready to be roasted. But hold up, Happy's going home first. Isn't that a bit early of a TP?
I think so.
But I guess he took out the towers. He can go there and go for the peasant hunt immediately again.
Hawk holding on to a threat. There is a blacksmith now. It's so late. No rifles, no workshop, no tier 3. He's struggling with everything. But Twisted Meadows has seen a lot of miracles in its history. But with
Town is under
Archmage
siege.
Panda,
A player's forces are under
Happy
attack.
now perhaps should split up his forces.
he does. DK is tracking the human army.
Yeah. Lich and the Fiends taking out the towers and possibly this peasants as well. Ghouls even coming into the main of the human to attack these peasants, and the destroyers and the DK should be good enough to deal with these footies.
Oh, this could be a $2,000 push right here. If Happy wins this, he got this. But how much can HawK do? He's going into the main. There's 3 destroyers. Water Elemental won't do anything. The Panda is almost low on mana already. He has 2 more breaths, but only on level 1.
And
Basically down to 1 base. He's trying to get the slaughterhouse by any means necessary.
Level 3 for the DK now, even stronger with the coil. AM
Needs
is
the breath,
TPing back.
needs the breath. It's not in time. The repair was ready.
Lich now left without the DK, without the aura, against the TPing in HawK, but there's no
There's-
Stormbolt to worry about.
Exactly, there's no slow, there's no Stormbolt, no disable, nothing. And he invested so much into killing this slaughterhouse with pure right click, and in the end he didn't get it. And that means more statues, more destroyers, and more damage, of course.
And HawK was going for these counterattacks because he knew he couldn't fight, but now he has to fight. And these destroyers are just chewing through these footmen. It's not fair.
Aw.
4 destroyers now.
The timing on this destroyer morph and coil was flawless. Still no tower here. There's a shredder now for more lumber, but what's it doing?
He's opening up the way to the
Yeah,
main.
floodgate is open.
He can step inside now if he wants to, and that's exactly where he's going. GG!
Congrats, we have our champion in the very first mTw Legendary Cup. He came here as the big favorite and he prevailed. Struggling against cash yesterday, but now 2,000 euros richer, is Happy.
I guess in the end he was the unbeatable Happy. Yesterday he showed flaws, he showed humanity and weakness, I guess, but today he was almost untouchable.
Yeah, absolutely, the unstoppable force, as you say. 7-1 today against Czech and HawK. Taking out almost the entire clan of mTw, except Czech was eliminated by HawK before. And yeah, the journey was worth it, I guess. 2,000 bucks for him. And he showed everyone that offline, he's there as well, and not only on ladder.
And yeah, showing the chat now, proving finally that Happy is certainly one of the best, not only on ladder. Does that mean he officially is Europe's #1?
Well, Foggy, he's like the previous #1, was very disappointing yesterday, but he made up for it, made up for it before with big results in Chinese online competition, for example, Chinese offline competition as well. We'll see, man. We have to see Happy against the Moons of this world, the Lins of this world, the THs of this world, the Infies of this world, the Lawlights maybe as well, as that guy's pretty good against Undead. So hopefully we see our mTw champion on more offline competition.
And we're going to have another interview with him. We already had one today and yesterday. And yesterday is where he stated he's not going to be playing WCG, but WGL, maybe. Maybe he is. And of course, a lot of us would love to see him there as well, competing, seeing how far he can go internationally. But Happy is considering himself mostly a streamer at the moment, so that's not exactly his priority. But
if the money calls, I bet more and more people will go to competitive again. Yeah, Happy was the unstoppable force. mTw for the second tournament, if they do it, which we all hope. Need to step it up a little and kick Happy from the throne. This was a pretty cool event, man. The games were super entertaining. It's always nice to have the people here and give these players a face, and this would not be possible without mTw and without Thermaltake. So give them a look if you're looking for some new gaming gear, mouse, keyboard, whatever. Give a shout out to Thermaltake and check out mTw on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course the homepage, mymtw.com. We're going into one last break and one last word from our sponsor, and then we have the mTw champion Happy for one last interview.